Listen, nobody tells you that you can love your child deeply. I mean, deeply, and still miss yourself. Hey, I'm Naj, and this is Becoming Naj. Today, I want to talk about something a lot of moms feel but don't always say out loud. Let's go ahead and disclaim this now. This isn't about regret. I love being a mom. I am in a two-mom family, so we actively planned our child. He was not a mistake, he was meant to be here. This is about identity. This isn't something that just happened all of a sudden, right? Like losing myself in motherhood. We started routines. You have a newborn, they have their own routine, and then they transition into toddlerhood, and that's a whole different ball game. You start having bigger responsibilities. Prior to becoming a mom, yes, I had responsibilities, but I didn't have to worry about ensuring that another person ate or another person bathed or another person was had clean clothes or, just making sure another person was good. All I had to worry about was myself. And for some reason, that having these responsibilities kind of made me get into a survival mode that I didn't even recognize. And I started putting myself last. Prior to having a child, I was always the type of person to say, no, I'm gonna put me first. I'm gonna put me first, Lucius. I'm gonna put me first. But once I had a child and I started actively getting into this routine and having these big responsibilities, I just started putting myself last. Again, this isn't something that happened overnight. It just happened kind of quietly through routines and sacrifices and just survival. This was a difficult transition for me. I grieved myself before motherhood because I knew I could never go back. And it's not because I didn't want my child or anything like that. It was, yes, I wanted my child, but I also still wanted to be who I was prior to having my child. That's not something that's talked about enough. There was an emotional shift once I had my baby. It was a mental load. Mom anxiety is a big, big thing. You're constantly on. Like if your child is awake, even when your child sleep, because I'm looking at him like, hold up, make sure you're breathing, honey. But I'm constantly on. It's not really like an off button. You lose silence as well because the child is either talking or crying or babbling or whatever. I realized at some point I couldn't remember the last time I asked myself what I needed. Like yes, I would go on trips and things like that, but I realized it's not a trip. I need to do these things every day. And I need to have these moments where I'm checking in with myself to see what it is that I need. There's a lot of guilt around even admitting this right here. Like I'm ungrateful or I'm selfish, but missing yourself does not mean that you love your child less. If anything, you love them so, so much. Even when you have those times where you're craving yourself, it's almost like you're not allowing yourself to do that, which isn't fair, at least not to you or even to your child. You should show up as the best version of yourself for you and for your child, because that's the only way you're going to be the best version of you. What I'm actively doing and what I've been doing now, more so than anything, because my son is about to be 3, um, I take those small moments to myself. I lock the bathroom door so he cannot break in there while I'm using the restroom, or I take an extra 5 or 10 minutes in the shower so that way I can just have that time to myself. Or I'll even lock myself in the closet and just journal. I set those boundaries because I want my son to understand that boundaries are not for you. They're not for you to be happy or comfortable. Even though, yes, you are my child, I still need boundaries. I still need some space for myself to recharge without you. I'm choosing presence over perfection, right? I'm learning how to be a mom and a woman, not one at the expense of the other. And one is not more important than the other. Let's keep that in mind. What I want other moms to know, that if you're a mom and you feel like you're losing pieces of yourself or you've lost pieces of yourself, you're not broken. You're becoming. You're becoming that mom. You're becoming that woman. You're making a huge transition. So offer yourself some type of grace. This channel is me finding myself again. And this is happening in real time. If this resonates with you, I'd love for you to stay. Welcome to Becoming Naj. Until next time.